So you want to know how to grow your fan base, whether you are trying to get to your first 100 subscribers or your first 500 subscribers, or maybe, hey, you're a little further along and you just kind of stagnated and you're looking to grow a little bit further. These are the things I so desperately wish that I knew early in my career and that I had started to implement right away. It's made a massive difference for me over the last year and a half, maybe 2 years, and I've seen just such substantial growth through social media platforms, through my music platforms. And so these are the things that really are working right now, especially for me. And so I want to share the information. Let's get into it. I'm Miss Crystal. I'm an entertainment attorney. I'm the owner of Dukes Up Records. And most importantly, I'm an independent musician. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss these videos that we release once a week to help you with your music career. Number 1, becoming a business and a brand. This one is more about having this psychological shift if you haven't already. This is something that took me quite a few years because personally, when it comes to this idea of marketing ourselves as musicians and really becoming a business and acting like a business, number 1, that's nothing creative. That's not music. That's not what we like to make. But also the idea that it's going to take 80% of our time to actually just do the business side of our music careers, it's kind of a turnoff. Now, for me, I really caught on to this many years into my career, but that's when the shift happened. I had this whole purist idea about music should just be out there and there's this wonderful organic reach on social media, and if the right people are there and they like my music, they should be able to find me, I'll get discovered. That's not how it works. I promise, that might have worked many a decades ago for a few people. That's not how it is in today's age. So that perspective and psychological shift about what we're doing is so important, especially for independent artists who are now competing with massive record labels who have budget and teams, and we're saying, well, we are going to be competitive, and this is how. If Pepsi is going to come out with a new product and it's a new flavor, do you think Pepsi is just going to release it and they're not going to put a budget behind it, that they're not going to try and market to let everyone know, existing fans as well as potential new consumers? Well, of course Pepsi's going to do the legwork because Pepsi takes itself seriously. It's a real brand, it's a real product, and it's a real company. So what I'm saying for musicians is that this is the kind of perspective that you need. You have to treat your music as a product. It's not because you are a sellout. It's not because you're not going to be a music purist and, you know, whatever it is that you're kind of using as an excuse not to do all the work. I understand it might be a turnoff, but you got to let that all go. In order to be competitive, in order to be successful, you have to start thinking like a business and you have to treat yourself as a brand. Number 2, building a brand. Now, first and foremost, let's talk about just the difference between when you have someone who has luck and timing and opportunity. There are people that will knock it out of the park because they met the right person and that person opened all the right doors, or they won on a reality TV show or a singing competition. Whatever their path was, kudos to them, but for the rest of us, most of it is this guerrilla style warfare of just building fan by fan, connection by connection. So if you don't have all those connections, you really end up relying on your fans more than anybody else because they're the ones that are going to make these opportunities available for you. So with that in mind, what you need to always remember is that consistency is so unbelievably key to your brand. Now, in a video that we released recently, I kind of went into this a little bit further, and I just addressed these things like on your social media, your consistency with posting, the types of pictures, your music, and just building that relationship because now your fans know what to expect. If they followed you, bought your album, came to a show, they've bought into who you are and what you're doing. So your consistency is incredibly important. Continue to grow, continue to evolve, but always remember that there's a reason why those people followed you in the first place. So it's not just building from that fan base, but also expanding and trying new things. So when we say that we are now building a brand, the brand is essentially the identifier of who you are, whether that means what you look like, what you wear, your style, what you say, or even your music. But whatever those things are, really start to think through how you can communicate that, how you can show that, and that's going to make a huge difference to how you can grow and how quickly you grow. And number 3, attention tactics. When we're talking about marketing and trying to get people to listen to the new music that you're making or know about the adventures that you're going on in your music career, it's about getting their attention and keeping it. And so what we see a lot is that content creators will start making things that are still on brand, still within line with what they believe, their values, what they promote, but they'll start trying things that might be effective otherwise. So on YouTube, we'll see content creators who do cover songs, who do parodies, who do, let's say, pranks or even comedy. So while their main title is that they are a musician, they'll still branch out and they'll try different things because it's going to draw people in. You want to draw new people in because once they get to know you, they buy into you and your brand. And so now that they're bought into you, they're following you, they're going to consume your new music, they're going to check out what you're doing. And so that goes back to this idea of having a strategy and implementing it so that it's not just all eggs in one basket. It's not just, I'm gonna release this song and hopefully it gets heard. And no, we're not just putting it out into the universe and hoping that things work out. We're actually strategizing the music release, but then other ways that we're going to build our brand and bring more people to the party. So to use myself as an example, something that I initially started trying were cooking recipes. And so I would do the show Cookin' Vegan with Miss Crystal, and it was on brand because I've been vegan, I'm almost vegan for 7 years now, and this is something that I care about, and it's something that I promote through my social media. And so I do very simple recipes and basically just share something that I cared about, but also I'd, put music in the background and it would be my music and that kind of thing. And that would help draw people in. I also tried get ready with me videos with my hairdresser, and so we would show just some of the hairstyles that he does with me, kept it very fun and fluid. And even more recently, this very video is an example of what I'm sharing with you guys. I'm in the process of working on a book. I'm an entertainment attorney. I'm working on launching a podcast. And so these are all things, while it's not actually making music, it's not actually releasing music, but it's bringing people in just so that they know what it is that I do. And more importantly, I'm bringing value. And that's probably something that can be sprinkled through all 3 tips that I already discussed. It's this idea of bringing value to your followers more than what you're asking of them, especially in the beginning. I promise, if you're asking of people, it's a huge turnoff. There's so much oversaturation right now in the market where everyone's just bombarding us with buy this, buy that, click here, do that, and it's too much. And so all we want is information. We want help with our own careers. We want to find whatever it is that's going to get us that next level because we feel such frustration. And so with that in mind, turn it around and say, okay, what value can I bring to other people? And so for me, as an entertainment attorney, as someone who has been in this industry for over 20 years, I just have this massive amount of experience and tips and tricks and horror stories to pull from that I can share. So this is my way of basically giving back, but also implementing the 3 tips that we discussed. Alright guys, I'm gonna get out of here, but I want to thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss any videos. And actually we're on a cycle now where we're releasing videos once a week to help you with your music career. And look, if you didn't leave a comment down below, please do. I'm really focusing on my comments right now and I want to help you. So if there's something that I didn't address in this video that you want answered, or maybe you want to see something specific in an upcoming video, leave that down in the comments below and I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm Miss Crystal. Bye.